Hey there! I have something interesting for you today because today I'm going to share what is, without a doubt, the most beautiful pen in my collection so far. I'm not kidding. I got this pen, I love the pictures, but reality is even better than the pictures. Usually it's the other way around, but wow. Okay. We're going to talk about a pen by this brand, which I have promoted before because I really love Visconti. They make really nice pens. Now, I bought this myself, I didn't get from them. Don't think I'm trying to be their commercial vehicle or anything. But these guys know what they're doing when they make a pen. And what you're going to see here today, I think you'll see my point. Okay, we open up this box. Got this from La Couronne du Comte. They had it and I saw it, and it was not a cheap pen to say the least, but I had to have it. Out of that box, the cardboard sleeve, comes this interesting fake leather box. You see that little lip there? Of course I'm going to stall this as long as I can because I want to get you eager to see the pen. But first we will see what's in this little drawer. We get a nice little booklet. Even with a serial number. I'm not sure whether this was a limited, well, it doesn't really matter. I don't think it was a limited edition pen. This booklet is devoted to the Divina pen. Very nice, full color, and they got all kinds of celebrities in here. I see Oprah Winfrey, I see Morgan Freeman, I see Clint Eastwood, I even see George W. Bush. George W. Bush. He used the Divina. Interesting. We see Barack Obama. So that's a lot of people. And I guess, no, that would be Bill Clinton. What would George W. Bush, what was he like? Nuclear proliferation. Wasn't that one of his catchphrases? Nuclear proliferation, because he couldn't pronounce proliferation. Anyway. A nice booklet, full color, looks cool. I'm going to slide that back into the box, and then I'm going to reveal the pen. Now the pen happens to be in a little plastic sleeve. I'm going to take that off so that I know that it was in there, but just so that you can see the pen in all its glory. Here we go. Are you ready? Are you sure? Really? Really sure? Because, sorry. Yeah. It really is that beautiful. This is the Visconti Divina Desert Springs, which is a special version of the Divina. The Divina is already a very nice oversized pen. There was this golden rule, proportions, Renaissance, look it up, and this pen was made according to that principle. It's a matter of aspect ratios. And this pen has so much going for it in the regular black version, let alone in this stunning celluloid. I'm going to cover the past of the pen. I'll tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and then we'll do a writing sample. Okay, let's start at the very top of the cap. I'm going to show you the material in more detail in a sec, but the top of the cap has this Visconti logo. And you can take that off. It's magnetic, and then you can put other stuff on there. It's the Visconti My Pen system, so you can put your initials there, or a gemstone. They have all kinds of stuff, zodiac signs. You can buy that separately, you can put that on. Then you have the clip. The clip has this beautiful, look at the material, look at this finish. It's highly reflective, it's smooth, it's stunning. I was just talking about the clip though. Look at how they filled it up with the blue animal-like stuff. Fantastic. Of course it's a Visconti clip, so it's spring-loaded so that it doesn't snap off at some point. And then we have this center band here, but that's actually on the barrel, not on the cap. And I'm not sure how well you can see this, but they're actually, I try to hold it like this, they're actually facets that rotate. So it's very hard to capture on camera. You see one right here. So what you get there is facets that rotate along the pen like this. It's absolutely stunning. It's just hard to capture on camera. I'm sure that if you find a picture online, you will see what I mean. Okay, then you go on. Then you get a long barrel with those beautiful facets yet again. Then you get this thing near the end, which is a very interesting filling mechanism. I'm not entirely sure how that works. It almost looks like there is some type of piston in there. I just don't fully realize how, I don't understand how this works, because you pull this out and then you twist it and then it's filled up with ink. And it holds about 15 drops of ink. And I taught in my intravenous drip training that 15 drops equals about a milliliter, so it looks like it holds about a milliliter of ink. I'm assuming that's roughly the case here. So it's not a huge capacity. 1 milliliter isn't that bad either if you consider what the average converter holds. Okay, you have this beautiful half-click system that I know from other Visconti pens to keep the cap in place and to make sure that the facets actually align in both the cap and the barrel. Again, it's very hard to show you, but that's what happens. You take that off, and you get this nice center band there. Then you have the section. The section is definitely big. It's not small at all. And then you get a fantastic palladium nib. Beautiful, big. This is the 1.3 millimeter stub. It has that beautiful scroll work on it. And it says Visconti, it says 23K PD 950, so that's 23 karat palladium, Firenze for Florence, and also note the crescent-shaped breather hole. You see that? That's quite cool. I like that feature of Visconti pens and nibs. Then you have the section, the feed, and that's pretty much all there's to it. Now, this is not a small pen. I mean, even when unposted, you can see it's already big, and if you really want to, you can post the pen. I just put the clip the wrong side, doesn't matter. And then it's really big. So this is a true oversized pen. It's not small at all. Things I like about it, things I don't like about it. Well, I must say, I kind of like the finish. Just a bit. And I'm sure that some of you will agree with me that this is a pretty stunning finish. Look how reflective it is. Feels very smooth. And just look at that beautiful mixture of white, blue, a very nice warm brownish orange. It has marbling, it has everything. It's stunning. I love that. I love the size of the pen. Perfect size for me. Good balance. Big pen. Not excessively heavy. You could write with this for hours, or until you run out of ink. You have the beautiful cap system to make sure that the facets align well, which is great. And you have the great clip that is spring-loaded so that it doesn't break off. You have this fascinating filling system, which I'd never seen before, to be entirely honest, which definitely works. And I mean, the finish alone, for me, is worth it to own this pen. Okay, things about it that I don't like. Well, it is a big pen, and having a big pen means that you can't slip it into just any pouch. Yeah, so sometimes if you try to stuff a pen like this in a pouch, the fit can be too tight. I'm not helping here. This is a really big pouch, so that works, but you see that even this big pouch, the pen sticks out a bit, and it works because it is a big pouch, but I know quite a couple of pouches that I have used in the past that have trouble accommodating these bigger pens. It's also a bit bulky. That's one thing that could be a problem. But then again, I mean, it does fit into that pouch, so it's not a huge issue. I'm just mentioning this. If you want to carry this every day outside, you may really have to look into the type of pouch you use, assuming you do not just throw this into your trousers pocket. One issue I had was that it's not really an issue, but on the cap, you see this is the bit that you put in the pen. There is no center band, and this is celluloid. So be careful when capping this, because if you crack it, there is no band to give it added strength. So you have to be careful when you use it. Okay. Having said that, there is nothing else I dislike. I find the grip section to be very comfortable. You have these things, yeah, it's hard to explain what they are. These grooves that keep the cap in place because of that odd twisting mechanism. I don't find them sharp at all. In fact, I don't even feel them when I hold it because the section is big enough to just accommodate my fingers in a very comfortable manner. The nib is stunning, beautiful, responsive. It's a bit soft, so it gives you some nice spring. The stub is very smooth, very pleasant to use. You do get a bit of feedback, but it's not scratch, so it is very smooth. It just lets you know that you're putting a pen to the paper, which I really like. A Grail pen. I'm glad I have this, and I can just look at this and smile. So there you have it. I think we need to take a couple of measurements before I do the writing sample. That's what I'll do next. As to weight, the pen is currently inked up. I come to about, well, a good 40 grams, a little over 40 grams. Size-wise, capped, it is, oops, there we go. It is 150 millimeters exactly, so almost 6 inches. Uncapped, I have 139 millimeters. Section diameter, just below the nib, I get 11 millimeters, a good 11 millimeters. At the narrowest point I have, well, just under 11, and right near the barrel I have a whopping 12 millimeters. It's a big pen. This is not a pen for people with small hands, I'm afraid. Magnificent. That's all I can say. We need to see a writing sample next. I hope this was useful, and I'll see you later. Bye bye. Okay, so here we go with this extremely nice pen, which I use unposted. And that is a joy to use. The nib is a 1.3 millimeter stub. The ink is Mont Blanc Honoré de Balzac limited edition ink, and the paper is Rhodia. Let's start with a bit of writing, shall we? This ink choice is based on Aziza. I had no idea what, I mean, this is a really nice pen, right? I had no idea what to put in here. So I asked Aziza, you know Aziza, Gourmet Pens. She is a self-proclaimed ink harlot. I was sure she would have some idea. She came up with this. And I think it is an excellent choice because that blue, there's actually a bit of blue in the finish. So that makes a lot of sense. Now, I have to tell you, this pen is a joy to use. It writes beautifully. It is very pleasant to use, and it is just amazing, the nib. The nib on my Opera Crystal by Visconti is actually in italic, so it has no tipping at all. This is a stub, a true stub. Nice, flat, no baby's bottoms. It writes stunningly. It gives you a bit of feedback as you write, but a very pleasant feedback. So it is very smooth, but it just gives you the bit of feedback. It's not scratch, you know that you are putting something to the paper. I absolutely love it. Starts up pretty well. course, the moment you say that, it starts to skip, but no, it does do very well. Let's do a bit of fast writing, shall we? Well, I see one bit of skipping there, and the rest all seems to be pretty much under control. This is an excessive loop, and this is a bit of a skip, but apart from that, performs very well. As to wetness, well, I've never had a Visconti nib that was dry, I believe. No complaints there. Look at that. Very wet. Now, because this is a stub, I have to take this a bit slower, I believe. You have this natural line variation because of the shape of the nib, so the downstrokes and upstrokes will be broad and the side strokes will be much narrower, which gives you a really nice line variation. It's also a palladium nib, and these palladium nibs in Visconti are quite springy, making for, as you can see, quite some line variation. Now, if we use my favorite word for testing that, which has a lot of loops, then you see what I mean. Fantastic. This is such a joy to use. It's almost pathetic. Reverse writing, I know that some of you guys like to do that. Well, it's possible, but it's not very pleasant. I think this is all I can say. I thank you a lot for watching. I hope, if nothing else, this will have provided you with a little bit of eye candy. That doesn't hurt. And I will see you later. Bye bye.